They anchor our shorelines, act as nurseries for fish, and are some of the only trees in the world that can grow in salt water. This is Mike with New Leaf, and today on South Florida Plant ID, we're going to take a look at the group of trees we call mangroves. There are three types of mangroves that grow here in South Florida: red, black, and white. We'll also take a look at a kind of a bonus species, green buttonwood, that is sometimes considered a mangrove. They all have their differences, but one thing they have in common is where they grow, along the shorelines and even here into the shallows of salt water. There are key differences between each of the types of mangroves, and once you know what to look for, it's easy to tell them apart. We're going to start here with what's probably the quintessential mangrove, the red mangrove. Most notable, these large arching prop roots that descend down into the water. Beyond those prop roots, red mangroves have the largest leaves of any mangrove tree. Thick and leathery, oval shaped, that kind of come to a point. Beyond these two, another key characteristic of the red mangrove are these long propagules that they have that grow down in late summer to early fall. These are actually their seeds that germinate on the tree. They float with the point down and can actually spring up and start growing a new mangrove immediately once they find their safe home in the water. The top of the mangrove pops off and the long bud that's underneath grows to reveal the first two leaves of the tree. The second mangrove in our list is the black mangrove. Growing slightly landward of the reds, they're actually adapted to grow in even more salty environments. One of the ways that they deal with that, and one of the easiest ways to tell them apart, is the salt that they extrude through their leaves, which when you look at them in the sunlight, you can actually see the salt crystals glistening, and if you're brave enough, you can taste them too. Now, they don't have the big arching roots like the red mangroves do, but they do have their own root adaptation. When you look here at the ground, their telltale sign are these pneumatophores, or basically snorkels of the roots that stick up above the height of where the water comes, which allows the roots to breathe or exchange gases even when they're surrounded by salt water. The seeds of black mangrove are small, rounded, and flat, pointed at the end, and like all mangrove seeds, they float. The last of our true mangroves is the white mangrove. It grows further landward than the red or the black and doesn't have any special root adaptations that can be seen above ground. The leaves are somewhat similar to the black. They're thick and leathery. They have a rounded overall shape, but their key distinguishing feature are these two raised bumps on the stem just below the base of the leaf. The seeds of the white mangrove grow in dense clusters. The technical term is a raceme. There's usually as many as 10 in any one cluster, oval in shape with long ridges down each side. Lastly, we have our bonus mangrove, the green buttonwood, which often grows in close proximity to the true mangroves. However, it's the only one of them that can also grow in freshwater wetlands. One of the other distinctions between it is because after it's established, it's very drought tolerant. It's also frequently used in South Florida for landscaping. Now, it does have thinner leaves than the true mangroves, with leaves that look like a cross between those of black mangrove and red, being thin ovals in shape, but still coming to a sharp point. A green buttonwood gets its name from its very distinctive fruits, which come in little clusters that are cone-shaped that, I guess, resemble buttons. Now, one variation on green buttonwood, which can be found in nature but is very uncommon, much more common to be found in the landscape as it is here, is silver buttonwood. Same leaf shape, same overall trunk structure, except these wonderful glossy silvery leaves that actually come from these silky hairs that are growing on the top. Thanks for joining me for taking a quick look at South Florida's mangroves, species which are iconic not only for where they grow, but also for their ability to protect our shorelines despite storm's best efforts to try to take them apart. See you next time.
Look at its flowers, watch it sway in the breeze. Pull the fruit from a branch or trace the shape of the leaf. Just read the signs and you'll name the tree. Just read the signs and you'll name the tree.